So today on Project Shop, we are going to be processing some nice transformers. Now, unfortunately, these particular ones are the ones with the notch. See the notch? So it's like a lock and it won't let the press shear that down. So all of these have to be ground. But the good thing is, these are always double copper. I've never come across the ones with these little slashes, right? And the notches that weren't double copper. So I got a bunch on the table there. Some of those are double copper, some of them are 50-50. We're gonna go ahead and grind all these and prep these. Some of these are just you know, just grind little things. I'm gonna prep, we got some other transformers here, but I'm only gonna prep the ones that are actually gonna go through the press. And we're going to get all that situated. We got a nice little chunk on the table. And unfortunately, these were all brand new in the box. If you've seen that last video, I unboxed them all, cut the wires, loaded them up. There's literally no use. And, you know, someone might be like, oh, you could have sold them. Listen, I've gotten pallets in the past. You've seen them on my channel where I've come with pallets of brand new transformers in a box because the electrical contractor has no use for them. It's very sad and unfortunate. And in that last video, we fixed the gears. I greased everything up. Got this kind of tweaked into place the best I can. It still needs a little love, but I believe we're going to be able to strip all this wire tonight. So we're going to start out with the transformers. We have a 300-pound copper gold between the number 2 and bright and shiny. I'm thinking we can surpass that pretty easily, but we're going to start low and you know, work our way up. I'd love to get that 300-pound goal and then get on this aluminum, get this mess out of here. I want to say there's something else I want to do, but I'm losing my mind. So we're going to get right on. Oh, and I got the pump back over here, the thing hooked into the ram, so we should be ready to go. I did test the wire stripper in the last video. If you didn't see it, it was running excellent and much quieter. Okay, so on these we're just going to grind the welds, and we're going to use what I believe is going to be the last of that blade that the guy in South Florida gave me when I went and picked up this pump. He gave me that pump. Thanks for that. Oh, you know what? This is something I wanted to say because I thought I was losing my mind. This pump is so loud, I think. Look, RPMs. 12,000 RPMs. I'm wondering why this thing is so loud when I'm using it. That thing is singing at like a high pitch. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna go back in the video where he gave this to me and find the brand, and I am gonna order these blades. By far the best aluminum oxide blades I've ever used. This started out as a big 7-inch, and gosh, it's been what, a month, a couple weeks. I've used the crap out of this thing. And yeah, it took a toll on it, me grinding them gears, but we're gonna see if I can't finish this out. And I think we're definitely going to be at the end of the line today, so let's not waste any more time. We're gonna get to grinding. Probably can't see it. Spider. Where'd he go? Oh, he's trying to hide on the inside. That's why I really need to stop leaving this thing out here. Got to give it a good flap. And like I do with my gloves, man. I just kind of, I think what I'm gonna have to do is get a tote, squish any bugs that might be in there. I'm gonna have to get a tote that I can put my stuff in when I'm done, Because, man, like those transformers, I put those transformers up, I don't know, you know, 2 hours, 3 hours ago or something like that. Already there's a spider web connected to them. It's crazy. These are not the best gloves for grinding, but I like them because they're like, I can still feel stuff with them. Courtesy of Adam W. I really appreciate it, man. I still got a whole pile of them. Okay, let's start with these big boys. See how long this blade's gonna last. This is gonna be the end of it in this video. But I tell you what, I've grinded for days with this thing, man. Well, I'm gonna call it. I can't even remember how long I've had this on there, but this has been on there longer than any blade like that I've ever had, and I am thoroughly impressed with it. But you know, nothing lasts forever. Well, we got a lot of life out of that. And this is just like the other blades, man. Once they get down to a certain size, it's like they lose, or maybe because it's so small and it doesn't have the surface area, they just seem like they deplete so much faster. This thing, when it was big, man, the first couple days or week that I used it, I don't think it got smaller at all. It was like really impressive. So these are 4.5 inch Job Smarts. I get these from Tractor Supply. They have like really big packs for cheap over there, man. You can get grinding disc, flappy disc and whatnot. It's really a good deal. Respirator on, man. It's another thing we gotta check for spiders. I need something crawling in my mouth. You ever see that video, that woman that she jumped out of her car because a spider crawled across the dashboard? Okay. My freaking hand is numb. So, ever since I started doing this, and I don't know why I guess I never found one at the right price. Someone actually mentioned this in the comments, but I've been thinking about this for years. I've always wanted one of those Craftsman radial arm saws with a magnetic vise on the bottom for doing this. Yeah, you're gonna get that numb hand feeling. Okay, hopefully these knock apart and we're done with that. But look at this. That was just a couple minutes of use. Huge difference, right? That other one, man, that thing lasted forever. I think the guy said you can only buy it in like a 50 pack or something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get online and look, but I definitely want, if I buy a 50 pack of them, it'll probably be like the rest of my life. I don't use them that much. I kind of, I've been gearing up more towards that diamond blade, and I just seen an advertisement for a diamond blade. I'm gonna buy one. They're not cheap, man. They're like maybe 25 or I think 30 bucks a blade, but if you buy like 2 of them, you get them for 25 bucks. The guy, what he was cutting, everything with it. And it was like more than just a cutter, which was pretty impressive to me. Okay, these are all ready to rock and roll. These, if you cut them right, the ends just fall off. You ain't got to smack them with a hammer. We're going to throw all this right over to the second press. This one too. Now this style here, years ago, I was going to make a jig for these, but it didn't really warrant a jig because I didn't come across enough of them to do that. Tell you what, man, these things are heavy. Oh, snap. Oh yeah. There ain't nothing easy about these ones, but the payoff at the end is great because there's a ton of copper in these. This is the most, well, not the most. It's probably the second most I think I came across maybe 6 to 10 of them one time. These are all brand new. Very rare that I come across these. So if they were all like this, thank God they're not all like that. That would be problematic. I need a bigger press, because that press before it wouldn't do these 1,000 waters. It's just too much surface area. I've broken 400 waters in there. It don't like it at all. Maxes the press out, and you know, it's scary. I could do it in that press. We would have to do that, but thank God these weren't the norm, and unfortunately it's coming down to you know, the end of the line, where it don't even really warrant me taking up half a table with those presses dedicated to them anymore. That setup and this setup is getting merged together soon, and yeah, it's going to be an end of an era. But we're not going to get rid of our jig. We're still going to be able to crack transformers. Second press is still going to be there somewhere. It's just not going to be set up like that anymore. They're going to get revamped, so they can be geared up for something a little more sustainable. And who knows, I mean, maybe electric motors one day will be a freaking aluminum. I don't see the big ones doing that, and I haven't yet come across a generator. And we're looking for them generators, man. Matter of fact, I gotta call my generator guy. It's been a minute since we had any generator. I don't think I've had any. No, we haven't had no generators since I moved out here. Okay, we're over here with my old friend, the transformer cracker. One of my favorite pieces of equipment to run, just for the sheer amount of money this thing can make, especially when you're running these big double copper 1,000 waters. Okay, so we're gonna run a couple of them, and I'll put the time lapse on because I gotta turn the fan on. It's gonna be loud over here, and I'm just gonna run this. We'll press them out, and we're going to go to the other side, and we're just going to pull some more copper out of some wire, man. We're going to show you what this table is all about. Oh, I started like probably 8 o'clock. It's like 8:26 right now. Let's see how much copper we can pull out of this. I need to find my muffs too. Oh. I forgot that thing's backwards. Oh. I feel the copper there, man. Tighten that up one notch. Okay. Oh. Oh.
Those things are cracking hard. We got some delamination. Okay, so that nice little pile real quick. How long did that take? 31, 5 minutes maybe, six minutes or something like that. So this shows you how fast this operates. Now, usually it takes about 10 to get in a good rhythm to where you're cranking. Now I'm having a problem here because for years, this meant this press, that meant that press. Even when I had that pump on that press, that was release. So I'm working backwards, and that's deadheaded. We got a leak. So we got to make sure we keep it over there. Okay, I'm going to set this up for the smaller one. And I had a piece of, aluminum here somewhere. I got to find that. I got to put the fan on because it's getting hot in this little corner. We'll knock the rest of them out. Then we'll start punching out the cores and see how much copper we got. Uh, 8:58. That took a little longer because I was really struggling with this thing. We're leaking in here, going back and forth. I kept pushing it the wrong way, and I had to stop and make a new spacer. I blew apart the other one, and then I had to go deal with the camera. All kinds of stuff. So we're just going to keep moving. Probably going to be another 30 minutes, but we should be able to get a decent chunk of copper in the bucket, hopefully. Let's run these 1,000 watters real quick. Now, I'm gonna need a respirator for this side. I will say I need my hammer. I might not even need it, but I like to have it here. I will say that, hold on. I lost my train of thought. Maybe it'll come back to me. All right. Little nuggets. Hydraulics are a little cold on the return. That's going to be annoying. That was a ballast, like a fluorescent ballast. Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. I thought it was important too. It'll probably come back to me later in the middle of the night. Oh. Oh, snap. Oh, I might not even need the hammer. Maybe that's what I was thinking about. Shoot. Of course, it goes all the way to the far side where I can't reach. Try not to do that again. That's what happens when someone doesn't prep. See how we take care of that. That's gonna have to go back. I got time for that. It's messing up my flow. It's got tar and it's making like a slope. This thing likes nice, crisp edges. Someone asked me in the comments how I know the difference. Now I have this here to scrape it to find out, but I've been doing this so long, 15, 16 years, I literally just tell by picking them up, the weight. Oh, I think we had I thought that was aluminum, double aluminum. Oh, nice, double coppers. Oh, these every one of these is brand new. Boy, it cracked so crisp in that machine over there. It was like extra loud. But I really miss running this stuff. I was 50-50. And I know I haven't been answering questions really. I mean, I've been so busy trying to keep up with everything and pump out content. But I do read it. And I know there's a couple people that were asking about my help. My local help I had out here. And just didn't work out, fortunately. Nice kid, but His priorities are kind of messed up. We ain't got time for that really. So we are looking for new help. And if not, I'll just do it by myself. More money in my pocket. That's the way I look at it. Alright, some of these big boys. Put some nuggets in the bucket. Oh, that's the worst. That's like a 7-10 split. Oh, and our slow hydraulics. I wish this was double acting, man. Ah, come on. Nice. Real nice double coppers right there. Even though this ain't double acting, it's still way better than beating these by hand. Oh. Man, I'm like fumbling. It's been so long. I mean, it's literally weeks before I get transformers anymore. Wow, should have brought over a drum. That bucket's filling up quick. Tell you what, I'm gonna fill up a drum quick. Have a whole table of 1,000-watt double copper transformers. I used to get about, I think, 800 pounds. Between like 750 and 850. In a drum, filling a drum up with these coils. You gotta realize there's huge air spaces, so it takes up some gap. These are nice. I know right away that's going to be 2 copper, 1 aluminum. These are brand new, so paper hasn't been cooked. Oh, all right. I gotta get a hammer on that. There we go. Well, I love that hammer. It just gets it done. I feel bad for the people that have to like clean these up and get that paper off. It wasn't even the Miami yard that told me. It was the one of their sub yards that they own. The guy literally told me one day, he goes, "Man, quit wasting your time." Because I used to beat them apart and spread it open. That quit wasting your time. His exact words, bring that in here. And I was bringing them a ton of this stuff, man. Yeah, the good old days of transformers. Well, we're gonna have the good old days of electric motors. Before they go to aluminum. Maybe people get tired of LEDs because they're not living up to what they're supposed to be. Shit. My wife just changed out all the house lights from LED back to incandescent.
because they were bothering her eyes. And I actually, oh, that went right in the bucket, man. Huh. I actually seen studies, read about years ago. Oh, man, that little one was tough. How the LEDs aren't healthy for you. And how, like, if you get up in the middle of the night, then you gotta go to the bathroom or something, you flick on the bathroom light after sleeping, after your eyes have been adjusted to the dark for hours. That's not healthy. Nowhere in nature, think about the sun coming up in the morning. It's a slow, gradual change of light. Nowhere in nature does a light just flick on. So it's not something your body's really used to. These new ones are tough, man. They're just, the glue hasn't been ran through heat cycles. The paper's nice and strong. It ain't no problem for the Copper King. You're gonna get that copper either way. These are nice, man. These are like, these little ones, these are double copper. Now, I personally, I'd rather do the big ones all day because the percentage, you know, one operation or one, the amount of copper you're getting out of one transformer is so much more. Doing the same steps, you know what I'm saying? Okay. I gotta turn the fan on. So we're gonna time lapse the rest of this. All right, 9:22. So that was like an hour and, I don't know, 8 to 9:22, an hour and 22 minutes. I had all kinds of problems there. If that would have went smooth, I probably could have done that within the hour. We had a lot of grinding. I got to unplug that because I got that spring or bungee on there. It's keeping that on. That'll get hot. Steve left the thing on there one time. I come back like, I don't know, a week later maybe, you know, after we ran transformers, and that thing was just cooking. I'm surprised it still even works. Okay, I gotta swap batteries in my other camera. Completely died. And we'll weigh that up, see what we made in an hour and a half. There was a lot of grinding. I did have to make a thing. I had some other issues, but you know, oh, and I was just fumbling around, man. Definitely aluminum. Oh, that's copper. 2 full buckets and less than a half a bucket of aluminum. That's always a good sign. Man, it's getting cold out. The wind blowing on me. All right, let me weigh this up. I'm gonna take a break, go get some dinner. Then we're gonna come and see how my gear that I made are fixed, repaired with a welder and a grinder. See how that thing's gonna work out. Scale zeroed. All right. So put the aluminum on there real quick. Show you how much we didn't make on that. 13 pounds, so I don't know, minus 2, so 11, 66 cents a pound. I don't know. what did we make, $8? Something like that. 7, $8. Not a lot. Okay. That bucket felt like it was heavier than this one. I'm going to put this one on first. 69 pounds. I could have swore back in the day I used to be able to stuff about 80 pounds in a bucket. So 69 minus 2, 67 pounds. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah. Ooh. 156. So yeah, that bucket, man, let's see. Ha! 87 pounds. Okay. Alright. Let's see what we got here. I think we did pretty good for an hour and a half's worth of work. 156, so it's 152 times 4.10. So we made a quick $623 with our $7 there. And then however much we got in steel, probably an easy 650, you know, not bad. And that's why I'll say, and I'll always say, transformers for me was always the best scrap. There's just no comparison for what I have to pay for it, which all this stuff, because it was in the box, I think I paid like $60 for it. I knew there was going to be some aluminums in there, and I wasn't going to sit there and pull each one out of the box on site. And I told them this. I said, hey man, either I give them the option, you pull it out, I'll check each one once they're out of the box. I don't have time to pull it out of the box and check it. You know, I was like, if you get them out of the box, I'll check them, pay you copper and aluminum prices. But if I'm buying them blind in the box, I think I gave them, I forget, 12 cents a pound, something like that. You know, not a lot. But, you know, $600, that's 10 times what I paid for that. Right? Something like that. But normally that's a little excessive. And that's my Christmas bonus from that customer, I guess. He didn't care. Normally, with the copper transformers and even the copper aluminum ones, I would triple my money. Every time, guaranteed. The way I had it dialed down was triple my money. There's no other scrap that you pay for that you're going to triple your money consistently like that. Or not that I know of. Maybe you know of something that I don't know. Please share it in the comments if you do. But for me, the way I was buying transformers at, like, you know, back in the day, it was like 30 to 40 cents a pound for the copper ones. I was getting 90 to $1, you know, $1 a pound out of them, $1.10 a pound. Like the transformer was worth $1.10 a pound broke down. You know, $1.20 a pound. When copper started going up, man, when copper was, well, copper's never for me been this high. But when I was getting 14 cents a pound for prepared steel, and, you know, I was getting, you know, $3 a pound or something for the number 2 copper, man, I was making good money. Always good money in copper transformers. I don't care what kind they are. So anyway, I'm going to go get some dinner, take a break. We're going to come back out here. We're halfway there to our 300-pound goal. I think we're going to blow a 300-pound goal out of the water. I can pull another probably 50 pounds of copper just off the table there. So I think we're going to hit that pretty easily. Plus there's just so much scrap. There's so much scrap around here, man. It's everywhere. And that's not a bad thing. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. Watch it. Look, it's dancing. You ever seen a copper dancing before?